Why do we keep missing the early signs that someone is not emotionally safe for us? You don't lose years in relationship. You lose them in the first weeks when you ignore the sign that your body sends to you. Most people don't miss red flags because they're blind. They miss them because they think that's something that they're used to. So you're not choosing the wrong people because you want wrong people in your life. This is not how things work. You're just used to most likely previous behaviors, previous relationships when things were not going well, but because you're used to that again and again, then you're just attracted by the people that makes you feel safe in a way, that makes you feel familiar, you're just used to that, so that makes sense for you. But unfortunately, this is not how you get out of this loop. So you choose what your body recognizes as something normal, and that makes sense. But the problem is your normal is unfortunately not safe for you. So today I'm going to break down 5 red flags that does not look dramatic, but that could predict long-term pain. Let's go. Red flag number 1, you rationalize the uncomfortable feeling. What does that mean? Let me explain that to you. If your body feels tense, if you feel a little bit of stress when you're around the other person, but you feel that, okay, everything's going well, there is kind of a chemistry, but there's that small thing that you cannot explain with your body, this is exactly it. This is the sign that something is wrong. So what you feel that is chemistry is actually activation. So you think everything goes well and you kind of diminish that thing that feels uncomfortable because it's so small compared to all the great thing that you're living with that person. But actually you should listen to that. So this is the first red flag. If you have this small feeling, this small uncomfortable thing, you should pay attention to that. There is something very clear that happened in a lot of relationship is when you try to be better around them, you don't try to be yourself, you just try to be better so they can see your better self. But no, they should not see your better self, they should see your true self. But when you try to do this, this is a part of it, this is a part of this activation. So notice when your body goes quiet instead of trying to open to them. Red flag number 2, they're inconsistent, but you call it slow. Inconsistency is not a pace, that's a pattern. The problem with that is that your mind creates stories and their behaviors create the reality for those stories. What happens is that if you're dating or meeting someone that is inconsistent, then it's it's going well for a few days, and then for 2-3 days they don't really reply, or maybe they kind of ghost you and stuff, and you feel stressed, of course. But then when they come back to normal, you're happy again because you're okay, they're back, it was just a phase of a few days. No, that was not. Stop that shit. Stop that shit right now. Your nervous system adapts to emotional unpredictability. If you have to guess, it's already a no. You should not guess. Red flag number 3, and this one is a really important one. You feel you're negotiating the bare minimum. Any relationship, so listen to this, any relationship where you feel you have to earn something from the other person will drain you. If you're in a relationship and you're trying to get something, you're trying to earn their love, you earn their attention, it's just gonna drain you. And this is not how relationships are supposed to work, Your brain just starts to chase approval, and you're not chasing approval, you're trying to connect with someone, and then your self-worth is just tied to their mood. So because if they feel happy, everything's fine, and they give you attention, you feel okay, that's good, I'm valued. But then the day they feel a little bit grumpy or they do show you love, you feel bad about yourself. You're oh, I'm not worth of that person.
Nani?
What? This is not how it works. I'm sorry to say that like that, but this is not how it's supposed to work. Love should not feel like a performance review. You're not trying to impress someone. You're just opening yourself, the other person open themselves, and that's a one-one relationship between two people. It's not you trying to show off everything you can do for them to approve you. This is not how this works. Before we go to the 4th one, which of those already showed in your past relationship? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comment if you already had some of those red flags in your past relationships. So let's go into the red flag number 4. They avoid emotional responsibility. Someone who cannot take accountability will make you responsible for everything. Defensiveness equals emotional immaturity. You cannot be with someone that's just on the defensive all the time and that will justify things by blaming you. This is not how things work. If you express a feeling and they turn that into an attack to them and then it just creates a conflict, that's emotional immaturity. You should not call this normal. You should be able to share your feeling, how you feel, and have like a constructive conversation without creating a conflict about that. Like how you feel should not be like the subject of a conflict. Accountability is the foundation for a safe relationship. Last red flag, number 5, you don't feel truly yourself around them. Kind of go back to the first one, you know, like kind of like made a loop with all of those. If you have to shrink to be loved, this is not love, this is survival. Like, think about that. How long do you think you're gonna survive by trying to be someone else when you're not yourself? Like, you have to be yourself because you cannot pretend to be someone else forever. You will have to be yourself. So why would you try to show someone that is not you to someone else? The thing is, you're not doing that on purpose. You're not just trying to like clone yourself like for other people. It's just your nervous system that suppresses some part of you to actually avoid conflict or avoid to have the other person to think about you in a bad way. So then you will start to filter your thoughts. You will choose like peace instead of like not going into conflict, but sharing what you truly want to share. But the problem with that is just that the more you shrink, the more it consumes yourself, the more it's draining you, and the more the relationship is not safe and will most likely fail. So the right person will make you feel safe, not risky. Red flags are not warning about other person. They're just a reminder about the safety in your relationships. Remember that you don't need to date perfectly. Like no one's perfect, so you cannot do things perfectly. You just need to stop abandoning the signals that your body sends you. Remember that you get the signals. You have the clues like from the beginning, from the first dates, from the first week. It's just that your system try to diminish them, try to ignore them. Don't ignore them. Please don't ignore them. Listen to them, listen to your body, and listen to your heart. Those small signals that you receive is kind of like a mix of the past behavior and your future that's trying to speak to you. So listen to them. Okay, that's all for those 5 red flags. I hope you learned something in this video. You could maybe recognize yourself. It could help you in some way. If so, that would be so nice if you could like this video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more videos of that type, and don't hesitate to tell me in the comments if you want me to talk about like a specific topic about like dating, relationship, and communication, because this is what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this video and I see you in the next one, and until then, don't forget to drink your water. Peace.